This is CityCast Twin Cities. I'm Sean McPherson, and here's what the cities are talking about.
Denzel, what is the greatest concert you've ever seen?
I had the wonderful privilege of seeing Beyonce's Renaissance concert right here in the Twin Cities, and always been a Beyonce fan. And of the two of the supposed trilogy that she is putting out, that one hit me so incredibly strong. It was a life-changing moment. And it was about a week before I met my partner, and we had something to talk about.
Tiffany, best concert you've ever seen?
The second concert I ever saw was Doja Cat at the Caboose, and this was right before she really blew up. And I was like right out front, and it was amazing. She's an incredible performer. It was still the best thing I've ever experienced, and I brag about it all the time.
Well, I'm going to trump you. I saw D'Angelo August 16th, year 2000. That was my favorite. You know, D'Angelo, Doja Cat, who knows? Who's to say? Today, we're going to run down our top 5 chicken wings in the Twin Cities. We're also going to talk about a new interview that John O'Sullivan from 1 Minute Tours did with Hope Walz. And we're going to highlight a local artist getting ready for a show this weekend at the Cedar. Before we get into the show, we want to give a very warm welcome to our newest neighbors, Steve M. and Lori B. I bet Steve has entertained your children as a member of the Teddy Bear Band. And I bet Lori always takes her trash bins to the curb on trash day. We salute you, Lori B. and Steve M. To learn more about the perks of being a CityCast neighbor, visit membership.citycast.fm/Twin Cities. I've got CityCast producer Tiffany Bowie here with me, and also Denzel Beelan, NPR Newsroom Coordinator and Mr. Twin Cities Leather 2026. Thank you so much for being here so I can talk about chicken wings. Are you guys ready to talk chicken wings?
I'm ready.
In jobs, sometimes you take assignments upon yourself. Like Rachel will be like, how's your day? I was like, still working on the chicken wings thing. And she's like, did Anna ask you to? Did Tiffany ask you to? And I just go, no, I'm doing the hard work of eating a lot of
self-assigned.
Yes, self-assigned. And so when I realized we were starting to do these top 5s, I went around and ate some of my favorite chicken wings, very difficult work, and also explored some chicken wing spots that had been recommended to me. And it was delicious work, and I want to run down this top 5 for you. But I have a small set of caveats before we get started. The environment you eat a chicken wing in matters. I don't want like a fast food chicken wing. I want to be in a bar setting, a brewery setting. I want to be in a place where it's comfortable. I don't want to take out chicken wing. Dry rub is an iffy proposition. A good dry rub wing that's supposed to be tasty on its own or dipped into a ranch or a blue cheese is great. But my best friend Martin is almost not my best friend because he thinks just get the wings naked and dip them into the sauce, which is, It's immoral, it's disgusting, and it bothers me. So dry rub, if it's supposed to be dry rub, is great. But just like, you can just dip in whatever sauce you want is not acceptable. Okay? Are you guys comfortable with those caveats?
I agree, but I will take out a chicken wing. I don't want to be stuffing my face with chicken wing amongst other people. This is a private situation.
It is a very difficult food to eat in public.
I say that eating like Cajun seafood boil amongst the people. You know, my standards are all over the place.
Yeah, I thought to be like, I love that you brought up standards, Tiffany, because I am someone with a beard that food gets into. Yeah. And my partner's always like, you've got something there. And I'm like, well, I'm going to keep eating. So why would I clean now? Like, I don't know. I'll eat food that probably should be eaten in darkness, broad daylight. Like in a field at the restaurant.
Denzel, one of the rappers from High Respects, the first time I saw him eat chicken wings, when he finished, I was like, those look like fossils. Like those look like chicken was never on them. You were so thorough in your just consumption of them.
And that's a person I like. I'll eat the gristle, clean off the bone.
Yeah, that's a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to add the caveat that I wish I had visited Seoul Lao because everybody raves about those wings. I got to get over there. And I went to D-Spot once and I didn't find a chicken wing that was worthy of my top 5, but it is really revered by chicken wing lovers all around the Twin Cities and beyond. So I'll definitely be going back there. All right, top 5. Number 5 is the Nook. Misleading title, Spicy Honey Barbecue. It's not really spicy, but a barbecue chicken wing usually suffers from being two good things: good barbecue sauce and maybe a good chicken wing, but they don't meld. There's no melding. The honey helps it out. The honey gets in there, creates this really delicious taste, and the chicken is always delicious. Don't be scared away by the spicy thing. This is just a delicious chicken wing.
So honey barbecue.
Honey barbecue. Ladonia Cerveceria, which is a brewery that I had no intention of enjoying their chicken wings from. I was actually there for like an improv training, and I was enjoying myself, and then I was ordering food for the table, and I was like, maybe someone on this green earth doesn't like quesadillas. I will get some chicken wings. And oh my God, so wonderful. A little more tang than your average buffalo wing, and then amazing crispiness with little crispy nodules. And Tiffany, if you are a gristle eater, you will find some delicious crispy gristle in this situation. And then the chicken inside of it, so tender. And a sleeper hit. I've really never seen anybody talk about Ladonia Cerveceria's chicken wings, and they are elite, so it's worth checking out.
A buffalo is what you dip it in, or it is what is on the wing?
Buffalo is what is on the wing. Buffalo sauce, like a buffalo chicken wing. And buffalo sauce for, I think, only Tiffany, I want to say, is like a hot sauce, a vinegary hot sauce butter, it's a buffalo chicken wing. I don't know. You dip it in the
It's a very controversial wing.
This has confused me to no end. No end.
It is the least controversial wing. It is it's patient zero of the chicken wing experience in Buffalo, New York. It is what you need to have is a buffalo. What is controversial about a buffalo wing, Denzel?
I just don't get it.
I think you'll find people who really love a buffalo wing, and you'll have people who will be like, get me any wing but a buffalo
That's
wing.
That's me.
Grounds for divorce. Okay, let's find out about Tiffany's favorite chicken wing. Tiffany, what is your preferred chicken wing? Clearly not a buffalo.
Okay, put away your pointy sticks right now. I'm just buckle in. My favorite chicken wing that I have had since I was a wee tot is the wingdings from Cub Foods. My mom would take me to the hot bar. I would order it every time. I get it when I'm sad. I get it when I'm not sad. It just hits. It's just like nice and crispy. I don't like extra sauce. I don't want my hands to be that dirty. I clean off the bone. You can get it cold. You can get it fresh from the hot bar. It's like $7-8. It's a good time.
Cub Foods is an elite bakery and an elite hot food place.
Thank you.
Rest in peace to the Midway Cub, but those people did not give an F if you were waiting in line. Like you could be there waving like, hey, I got number 5, number 6, and number 7, and they are not bringing you chicken. But yes, when you get a Cub that is well staffed, that is a defensible situation. Denzel, your favorite chicken wing?
Oh, see, I have to give you 3 because chicken wings have a special place in my heart. I'll go to what I think you might say is the most controversial, Sean, because I've had my fair amount of like dry rubs around the area here. Even though naked sounds crazy, but as far as dry rubs and like for your classic bar experience, I'm at the Moose. I am in Northeast at the Moose playing bingo, and I think they serve it by the weight. So you have to like decide how much chicken wings you're getting and trying to remember how many that is, and you're hoping that you accidentally ordered too many because you're like, oh no, we have to eat these all now because it's about that fresh experience.
The Moose is good chicken wings. You get a cosign on that.
Yes, I think if I'm going like for something that feels really special for me, I'm at BBQ Chicken in
same.
Uptown, and I haven't had a flavor there that I didn't immediately want more of. Korean barbecue chicken, like, oh my God, like, yes,
they know what they're doing.
Get me back there. I want to go there now. I might go after we're done recording here. It is just that good. They have really great fries there too, which I think a good accessory to your wings also does matter, but that is a whole different podcast episode that we will get into.
If I may add, if you go to BBQ Chicken, order the tteokbokki, which is like the rice cakes and like a nice sauce. They go very well with the chicken wings.
And if you're not like, oh no, wings always mean spicy and I can't do that, their Gangnam style wing is like really top notch. And my most unconventional place I get chicken wings is the Kyoto Sushi in Uptown as well.
I did not know what you were going to say. The Kyoto Sushi chicken wings is crazy. I have never ordered a chicken wing at Kyoto Sushi. That is not what I'm there for, Denzel.
I'm sure the waiter walked back and like, he ordered it again. Go find the chicken wings. I think they're in a bag in the freezer. Explain why you're getting a chicken wing.
Okay,
at a
I'm
sushi
getting
spot.
the chicken wings because it's an all-you-can-eat menu, right?
Yeah, fair.
So you can
Strike
get
two.
your rolls, you can get your like rice bowls and your noodles and everything. But as part of their like fried collection of things, you can get like 3 or 4 chicken wings. And one time I was in a funk. It was the middle of the day. I didn't have work. And I went, you know what? I really wanted to like just fill myself with chicken wings. And I went to Kyoto Sushi and I kid you not, just kept ordering numerous of the tiniest chicken wings you'll ever see. And I just housed them down. And honestly, I think I've never been happier.
I have to respect that. I have to respect that.
I'm still on the fence on whether I'm going to respect that. Let me give you my number 3. Tommy's Pizza over in St. Paul is a takeout spot, but there's a couple spaces you can sit if you're like me and really like to get the chicken wings hot and embarrass yourself in public by eating them. But this is a jerk chicken wing, blackened, great spices. This is legitimately spicy, not like hurt your mouth spicy, but legitimately spicy, crispy, and an amazing texture because you both have the blackened spice on there. Also the crispiness of the chicken wing, which isn't a guarantee at a lot of pizza spots that serve chicken wings, but here they really do it right. So it's multiple types of crisp, caramelized, delicious. Kong's Kitchen. This is on the east side of St. Paul on Arcade. And they won an award from the Frogtown Arts Festival, and I saw that go up on social media. I go, I got to go check this out. This is an oyster chicken wing available at a lot of Chinese spots, worldwide, but this is incredible preparation because it's not over-sauced. It's not like you will have to have a napkin, Tiffany. You won't want to eat it in public, but it's not. You don't need to wash your palms. It's that kind of chicken wing where it's just going to impact your fingers. The chicken is so tender. There's scallions all over it, and it is just like when you eat it, you go, "Oh, you did a simple thing, and you did it better than everybody else." And that is a really good spot to be at in a chicken wing world. Mm-hmm. Speaking of simple, drum roll, number 1, Runyon's has been really lauded as great chicken wings for decades over in the Twin Cities. When I started my chicken wing adventure and told everybody I wanted to find out great chicken wings, everybody said, you got to check out Runyon's. And they were right. And this is partially the spectacle. It's a huge pile of steaming hot chicken wings. And they are buffalo. They are classic. They are not controversial, Denzel. And you get them down there. You dip into the blue cheese. There's celery on the side. And sometimes you just want to go for the gold standard. And for me, if you are looking for the best buffalo chicken wings in the Twin Cities, look no further than Runyon's on Washington.
Thank you for your hard-hitting journalism. I have a lot of places to go.
Yeah, and I do too, including a sushi buffet, or not a buffet, but an all-you-can-eat sushi experience where I'm going to go, this one guy told me to check out the chicken wings, and they'll be like, yeah, okay, thank you, Denzel, and we'll bring you out a plate now.
It'll be so little chicken wings, and you'll be like, what? But remember, it's all you can eat. You can just keep ordering them, and you can ask for like 4 servings of them.
We want to hear from you, my little chicken wings. Reach out. Let us know what your favorite chicken wings in the Twin Cities are. Leave us a voicemail or send us a text, 612-217-0637. We love hearing from you, and we'd love to include your thoughts in an upcoming mailbag segment. There's more to discuss. Before we do that, we'll take a quick break. John O'Sullivan, you're a local influencer, a video maker, a personality, a Mankato enthusiast and defender. These are ways I describe you. How do you describe yourself?
I very enthusiastic person on Minnesota, I guess.
You're so enthusiastic about Minnesota that you were talking about one of your recent interviews live from a Taco Bell parking lot in Hinckley. You get 6 out of 10 for choosing a Crunchwrap Supreme, which I think is a pretty defensible choice. But you have lost at least 4 points for not going to Toby's, the delicious bakery next to said Taco Bell. Before we get into this serious conversation, what the hell is wrong with you? Why aren't you eating a cinnamon roll from Toby's?
Listen, man, speaking of Minnesota, I'm driving up to Hibbing and back in one day. We can get off 35 for just a minute. Then we have to get back on because, my God, this drive is brutal.
Okay, then you are forgiven, and we do appreciate you taking time to chat with CityCast. This week, you dropped an interview with Hope Walz, who's a social media force in her own right, and she is also the daughter of Governor Tim Walz. And you recorded this interview hours after Governor Walz made the decision to not run for re-election, or at least when he announced that decision.
Sure.
The interview is described on your social media as a bombshell. I watched it, my guy. Tell me about the bombshell. It seems level-headed. She seems like somebody who's, early career in social media and convincingly together for somebody who has a really famous and complicated family. Where's my bombshell?
I mean, I would say the biggest bombshell is even the fact that we're talking to her. And I say this in the interview, is like, we are so used to hearing politicians talk about, after careful consideration with my family, I've decided not to run. But you never actually hear from the family talk about their side of the story, right? And so everyone in Minnesota seems to be talking about fraud right now, but there's another side of the story, which is her personal safety. It's been a little bit covered, but it wasn't until our conversation that I realized that she and Gus have both received personal threats to their safety, and that weighed in on them so much that was a big component of why they decided not to run as a family, because she said it's a family decision.
My parents always frame like running for office as a we thing, not like a me thing for my dad. So it's like we're doing it as a family. Ultimately, the choice came down to, what my dad decided. But we were definitely like a part of it, and we were asked how we felt and like what we thought and that sort of thing.
Do you wish you would run again? Do you wish you were running for re-election?
I was going to support whatever decision he made. I think selfishly, it will be easier on all of us not having him run again. But I also know there's a lot of Minnesotans that are feeling very scared right now. And so I want to be sensitive to that. And I get that because uncertainty is very scary. And I feel that as well.
John, you are also a content creator, as we are calling you, and you are calling yourself. And by the way, I don't think that's a derogatory term. I think that's an accurate and fair term, and is also much harder than you would think it is. You talked about female content creators, having to filter out their children's names because people will say their children's names in the comments. But I'm curious what about Hope's social media work, like the content of it, either as promoting her dad or just being herself, interested you, and how you would describe it.
Yeah, I think there's a real lack of people who are in institutional politics who are comfortable saying what they think in an unfiltered way. Most elected officials, you can see their brain going to the matrix every time they make any sentence on social media, which is the opposite of what TikTok is made for, and Instagram Reels. And yet you open her app up, and the day after her dad lost the election, here she is just saying what she thinks in real time in a way that I feel like, God, we need that in Minnesota. So when I started our podcast, when I started 1 Hour Detours, she was at the top of my list of people I wanted to talk to. Actually, it was two people. It was Hope Walz and Liz Collin were the two that were like, oh, those would be really interesting to get. I was really happy. I was so excited to have her on, even more than I would have been to have her dad, because I felt like I was going to get someone who was not afraid to say provocative things. She said some pretty provocative things about Lisa Damoth, the head of the Republicans in the House. She talked about how Donald Trump hated her dad because he was everything that Trump will never be. She didn't mince words. And something she said when she came into the interview before we started recording is that she and her dad both kind of feel unshackled now because they don't have to run for election. So they're over it. There was even consideration about whether she would cancel the interview with me because of the timing of the announcement. And she asked her dad about it. His dad's like, nah, screw it. Just go do it. Doesn't matter anymore. He's a little bit kind of just whatever, is kind of how she described it to me.
Yeah. I also think she's practically speaking, a huge asset to her dad's campaign. She made him very endearing, in my opinion, to the TikTok, Instagram contingency. Because if you look at her videos, it's just what any very social media savvy young woman in her 20s would be posting. Yeah. She has one of her most recent videos is Gus and her father getting Culver's, and then her father talking about what he likes from Culver's. She has fit checks. She has dancing. Yep. Her clothing style is really great. She has really nice scenic shots of her going on runs. She's a Minnesota girly. She knows how to do the thing. And when he was actively campaigning for as VP, I was like, oh, she's really good at this. She has good numbers.
Yeah, and she's got such an instinct, and she also draws stuff out of her dad. At first, my theory with her was that she was the one who taught her dad how to use TikTok because he's good at it. But she said to me, no, he's like obsessed. He's on it all the time, and so like they have a good dynamic with the two of them. I even think about that social video that they did at the state fair where she said she was a vegetarian. He goes, "Oh, well, let's get turkey then." And it's like they just have like the two of them have like a bit of an Abbott and Costello vibe, but even separate from that, because I don't want to make Hope Walz into just the daughter of this man that we all know. I think she, in her own right, is becoming like a thought leader for her generation. You know, she cares about Minnesota and she cares about Montana, and she has fiery opinions about it, and like a lot of people are looking to her to like hear her takes on how we should be thinking about the country right now given the political climate. And so I think that like I want to make sure that I don't just say I talked to the governor's daughter. Like Hope Walz is someone I think is someone that we're going to be hearing more about as we go forward.
John, one of the most exciting parts of the interview was when she was really talking about this, months-long experience of being on the campaign trail, but particularly talking about the night of the Democratic National Convention, where she really became a huge part of the national story. Can you sort of summarize what she was talking about that evening?
Yeah, I found it so interesting because that was a moment when everyone got to know Tim Walz's family. And I think that they had planned for her to be the centerpiece. And we talked about this because he said, we had a daughter and we called her Hope. And it was like the headline everywhere. But what people weren't expecting was that her brother was going to have this incredibly emotional reaction. And it, I think in a moment it was like, oh, is this appropriate? Is he okay? Because he was so emotional at seeing his dad, saying, that's my dad. And it went from sweet and saccharine to like, oh no, like, rein it in. And so I asked her about that. She goes, yeah, I was whispering to Gus. I'm like, dude, you gotta stop crying. And it was like this really an interesting bit of candor that I'd heard from her of something that I think a lot of us thought at the moment. It was like, oh, what's going on there? And it was just such a moment that I think in the moment, a lot of us were thinking, oh no, America's going to make fun of this kid. And instead, they just embraced him for being a kid who was just genuinely proud of his dad and overwhelmed with the emotion of the moment. But I just like, she had this big sisterly energy in that moment of like, dude, you got to stop crying. And I really appreciated her sharing that little tidbit.
John, you fashion yourself a bit of a Minnesota historian and have covered some interesting parts of our state's history. And I know this is a different time, but I just want to ask, like, can you think of a Minnesota governor offspring, a child, et cetera, that has had this level of sort of scrutiny and also acclaim? And like, she was honest that she's trying to make some kind of living off of her presence on social media, although she said she was just sort of in baby steps on that. And obviously it changes because for a while she was the daughter of a vice presidential nominee. But is there a precedent for this level of sort of acclaim and attention for somebody who's the daughter of a governor?
I mean, Mark Dayton's kids have been active, right, in the food scene with owning the Bachelor Farmer and being active in local politics, talking about Skyways. They're active members of the community, and I think that's kind of how the world works nowadays. You have someone who's very prominent. You have a launching pad if you want to do something with it. But I think she's transcended in a way because of the way that she is speaking to us. She's speaking to us in the same tenor that has brought success, I think, to like national figures like Trump or like Zoran Mamdani as well. She is like not worrying as much about what are the talking points, what's my messaging. She appears to be someone who is just sharing what she thinks about the world. And I think that's going to make her like continue to be a pretty relevant voice.
Actually, who she reminds me of, I think, is Ilhan Omar's daughter, Isra. She was very similarly very politically active, in some ways a part of her mother's campaign, and the same way very savvy.
What do you think about it? Because we all talk about Nepo babies so much in the last year or two. Like, on the one hand, like, I don't love the idea as a culture of like all these people just happen to be successful who are the children of successful people. But at the same time, like, I liked Hope Walz, so I don't know how to reconcile that.
Well, she's not running for office. She is teaching skiing in Montana.
Yeah.
Although when he was like, are you going to run for office? She was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like it's at some point that could be their thing. John, you asked, like, what do I think about this? This made me really glad to not have a famous daddy. This made, like, My dad's a famous in economy. He's an economist. He was the president of McAllister. Like that's a level of fame that after
Okay,
with me,
Nepo baby.
Yeah, seriously, what a
Nepo
Nepo baby we
baby.
have here. Jeez, man.
bring it on. I will wear that jacket. But that messed with my head in high school and in college. Like, you know, people are like, why didn't you go to McAllister? It's like, I didn't want to go to my daddy's college. And this is, I don't know, 10x that, 15x that to be at this level. So it made me really glad to not have a more famous daddy. And it also made me want to visit Mankato. I was not surprised I didn't want a famous daddy, but I do want to go back and visit Mankato and go to the Coffee Hag, the spot I used to go to.
Great spot.
I hope that Hope Walz's life rolls out and she becomes the thought leader she wants to and doesn't become the target that she often is already. But frankly, hearing this interview last night, what it mainly made me go is what a tightrope this woman is on, not exclusively of her own choosing. And that made me more sad than optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
This episode was sponsored by Taco Bell and the Board of Tourism of Mankato.
Yeah, go Mankato. It's a little Twin Cities, a lot Minnesota. That's an old tagline they had for Mankato, which they need to bring back, I think.
John, go get a cinnamon roll before you head up north. Thank you for taking some time with CityCast today.
I'm going to go eat my Crunch Wrap. Thanks, guys.
We want to hear from you. What do you think? What do you think about the role of, public people in somewhat private settings and vice versa? Let us know by texting or leaving us a voicemail on the CityCast Twin Cities hotline, 612-217-0637. We love hearing from you, and we'd love to include your thoughts on an upcoming mailbag segment. There's more to discuss. Before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. Mostly you meet artists in the Twin Cities who are doing it for the right reasons. This is not a get-rich-quick town, and there's some problems with that, but the people who do remain are workhorses. And the people who are in this scene, in my experience, know that there's a dignity in delivering a song to the universe, even if that universe is 17 people at the 331 Club on a Sunday. And Emmy Woods is an artist who is really plugged in right. She hails from North Dakota, but she moved to the Twin Cities a couple years ago, and she's already gotten a big following and a great backing band and a great group of people she collaborates with. And most notably to me, after spending some time with her at the 331, she has that music-first mentality that comes through in every note she plays. And this weekend, she's releasing a new album. It's called When the Day Breaks, and the show is at the Cedar Cultural Center on Saturday. That's Saturday, January 10th. And in fact, you can pre-order the album and get tickets at her website, emmywoods.com, and it's EMMY woods.com. We're going to listen to some of her music, but before we listen to the music, let's have Emmy herself introduce a tune from this project.
Hey Twin Cities, this is Emmy Woods, and you're about to hear a new single that I put out with my friends Dakota Faye and Low Jam. It's called When the Day Breaks. When I first started writing this song, it was a folky Americana tune, and it was inspired by a conversation that I had with a good friend of mine who was struggling with active addiction. We were talking about why people like us don't ask for help. We agreed that it oftentimes has to do with shame. So I wanted to write a song that was about letting go of shame and forgiving yourself. And most importantly, remembering that tomorrow can and will be kinder. As I began recording the folk version of the song, I came across the work of Dakota Faye, a hip-hop artist from my hometown, Minot, North Dakota. And I felt inspired to reach out to see if he wanted to make a second version. I am so glad he said yes. We joined forces with local producer Low Jam, and you're about to hear what we came up with. Enjoy.
When the daylight breaks on a rainy day, I'm like shade on my fade away. Brush strokes always turn to grays. Hairs on my head always did the same. I might count the strains, I might count the days I lay inside my bed, hoping things will change for me instead. Things will stay the same for us, I guess. Blood from out my nose will make a mess on all of my clothes, cause all of my highs, cause all of my lows. Now all of these foes, they used to be friends and people I know. The reasons I don't talk anymore, cause I'm always alone. It's just me and the ghost. When did these walls turn into a home?
Thanks for the music and the spirit, Emmy Woods. Good luck on the album release over at the Cedar on Saturday.
When
That's all for today here on CityCast Twin Cities. I'm your host, Sean McPherson, John O'Sullivan, Denzel Beelan, Tiffany Bowie. Thanks for being here today. You can get more news delivered right to your inbox by subscribing to the CityCast Twin Cities newsletter. If you enjoyed today's show, why not share this podcast with someone who likes minuscule chicken wings from a sushi buffet? We'll see you back here tomorrow for more news from around the city.